Hey everyone, it's Xant. So, I actually made a mistake last week when I said that the Moon Gundam was our single limited for that week. I actually forgot what week it was. This week's gacha is the limited. Regardless, that was the first time we've had a single non-limited raid up that I can recall, so it was still an occasion worth some form of mention. On that note, the Moon Backpack turned out to hit quite hard. Okay, well, it had beat powers, so that really shouldn't be too much of a surprise. But anyways, on to the new stuff. First, we'll take a peek at the Double X. Mainly because I've written about the X before, and the X Divider, so there won't be a ton of new info I have to read up on. Built from a recovered Gundam X, the Double X has mainly seen an upgrade in the weaponry department. Better satellite cannon, more weapons, and also it has a support aircraft called the G-Falcon. That housed even more weapons, and it allowed the Double X to enter atmosphere. Downside is the Double X had to dock with the G-Falcon, which restricted access to some of its own weapons. But you know what? Trade-offs. So what exactly does the Double X have? Well, it has a Vulcan turret set, 2 3-barrel Gatling cannons, 1 Buster rifle, 1 defense plate, 2 hyper beam swords, 1 twin satellite cannon, 1 twin beam sword, 1 beam javelin, 1 G-hammer, and a rocket launcher. I guess mainly from this we should expect a better satellite cannon. The one we got with the X was good, but lackluster, with the firing angle being a little wonky and how easy it is to break and disjoint it. Anyways, our other limited suit this week is the 00 Riser. I feel bad for those who wailed on the Quan T thinking we wouldn't see the Riser for a long time. Surprise, I guess. The suit is actually made up of 2 parts, the 00 Gundam and its support craft O Riser. Piloted by Setsuna F. Seiei, this suit has some serious unfair advantages in combat due to the 2 synchronized GN drives it hosts. Teleportation, extreme power output for all of its weapons, and in general is just such a performance freak that it could arguably solo every other suit at the time it debuted. I guess that's what happens though when you're the final new protagonist suit for the series, you get a little bit too much of the power. The 00 Riser comes with 2 GN beam machine guns, 2 GN beam sabers, or daggers. The power output can be changed and the sword length will extend or shrink. It has an unknown amount of GN micro missiles, a GN shield, a GN sword 2, which can be a sword, a beam saber, what's effectively a beam quarterstaff, and a rifle mode, which can spray or do a concentrated beam, so it's pretty flexible, and the GN sword 3. This only has rifle and sword mode, but it harnesses the GN particles that can create extreme heat on the sword edge. It allows it to slice through metal like butter. It can also use the Riser sword, it's just a large beam saber covering the sword. And it also has a GN Vulcan turret set. All these quantum suits from 00 hurt my head. Why can this suit and pilot both turn into particles and teleport around? I may never truly understand. A lot like Mirage Colloid, ain't gotta explain shit. Now our whale for a suit this week is the Abyss Gundam. Coming from Gundam Seed Destiny, this blue submarine of death is piloted by Owl Niter and caused a ton of havoc on every front it was involved in. Created as a Zaft prototype and stored safely, you can't see my hands but I'm seriously air quoting this right now, on the new plant Armory 1, a designated military plant that hosted facilities and shipyards for the Zaft forces. This machine was stolen by Owl when Stella Sting and him raided it on behalf of Phantom Pain. Able to fight capably on the ground, in the sky, in the sea, and in space, this suit was a jack of all trades, but it could really only truly shine underwater where it could abuse its mobile armor form, zipping around and firing at disgusting angles to harass anything above it. No, seriously, watch this thing underwater, it's just not right, man. So what does the Abyss actually have? Well, it has the Balena Kai dual beam cannons. These are actually really only visible when it's in its mobile armor form. In mobile suit mode, you can't see them that well, but they're stored kind of behind the arms, more like on the back. It has 2 M68 dual cannons. Now those are the big looking turrets that are on the end of the binders on the arms. They're actually kind of flexible. They can point around quite a bit. It has a Calidus beam cannon. That's built into the chest. It's very powerful. It has a single head-mounted CIWS, It has 2 chest-mounted CIWS turrets. It has an unknown amount of torpedoes, and a beam lance. I actually really like the Abyss and the Calamity. Now the reason I mention the Calamity is because once you see it, you should be able to notice the resemblance between it and the Abyss. Now the Abyss was Destiny's Calamity, so it did carry over the role quite well, in my opinion, anyways. Now, on to the pilots. First up is our 3-star pilot, Chara Soon. Kara Soon? I'm not quite sure, the Japanese doesn't help me a lot. Coming from Double Z, this pilot's personality is as split as her hair color. Sometimes demure, sometimes outright savage. Now she was ordered to be an observer by Haman to watch over Mashmir due to his failures against the Argama. She ended up captain of the Endra, eventually a Cyber New type, and only perished due to a fight against 6 enemy mobile suits that were trying to kill Haman. She won in the end, which frankly is pretty amazing. Not a major character, not in a broken as all hell suit, and managed to bring out a major victory. Good going. Still doesn't redeem the hair. Our final new addition this week is the pilot Master Asia from Fighter G. Teacher of Doman Cashew and the original representative of Neo Japan, now representing Neo Hong Kong, Master Asia was a martial arts master and was granted the moniker of Undefeated of the East, if that tells you anything about how good he was. Formerly the King of Hearts of the Shuffle Alliance, Master Asia piloted the Master Gundam and dominated the battlefield with his combat experience and martial arts prowess, even winning the Gundam fight competition. If this man isn't an infighter, then there's going to be some trouble. Now with all that, the new content is covered, and I'm done. I'm not going to drag this out. I got other stuff I gotta work on tonight in hopes that I'm ready for tomorrow. Peace out, guys, and I will see you in the next one.